And LeBron is serious too. LeBron doesn't throw words around all willy-nilly. He doesn't make, everything he does is intentional. Everything he does is calculated, whether it's complimenting Sam Presti, whether it's talking about, wanting to come back to Cleveland one day, when it's talking about playing with Bronny. And that's where that clip from the shop came from. They were having a conversation about Bronny wanting to make a name for himself, so much so that he named himself Bronny as opposed to LeBron James Jr. So LeBron doesn't just throw out Steph Curry like wishful thinking. I mean, it's wishful thinking at this point that he could play with Scottie Pippen or Anthony Hardaway. It is not wishful thinking that he could somehow, some way manipulate his way into teaming up with Steph Curry. I mean, never say never when it comes to this guy. So picking up on the conversation that we were having earlier in the show, that as it relates to what's best for the Lakers, and you said a minute ago that what's best for the Lakers would be to move either LeBron James or Anthony Davis. I would add to that, what's best for LeBron James at this point would be to go to the Lakers and say, hey, you know what? It's been real. I got what I came for. I got my championship. I'm 37 years old. I'm in contention for a scoring title. The path forward, the path to a championship is not smooth here. And we've seen him do it before, Michael. He got going. When the times get rough and it don't look like he can win a championship, he out. When black people break, we break. And when LeBron James see an opportunity, rest in peace, Bernie Mac. When LeBron James sees a better opportunity, a greener pasture somewhere else, whether it's, I gotta take my talents to South Beach, or you know what, it's time for me to go home to Cleveland and form a super team there because this Miami thing, we've hit a wall, we've hit a ceiling, or it's time for me to do something different and go to the Lakers and reboot that franchise with the help of my Clutch Sports compadre, Anthony Davis, and they got that bubble championship. Now, if you're LeBron James and you look at the Lakers, you got to look at it through the same prism that the Rambuses, that Jeannie Buss, and that Rob Pelinka does, which is, how are we going to get out of this mess that he helped create, that LeBron helped create? Right. How are we going to realistically get out of it to a point where we can contend for a championship? They're so far from a championship right now, even if healthy. They're so far from a championship. Like, if you're LeBron James, why wouldn't you have a wandering eye to figure out how, in your last years, you can actually contend for a championship? Unless he just wants to pass Kareem in a Lakers uniform.
No. All right, that's not it. Look, man, what was Kerry Washington's name in Scandal? Olivia Pope. Was that her name? Olivia Pope?
Yeah, Olivia Pope,
All right, so this is high level. This is high level PR. This is high level.
You talking about the shop thing?
No, I'm talking about the way the way this has to go down. See, it can't just be LeBron going to the Lakers saying I'm out. This is high level conflict resolution. Olivia Pope,
they work together.
And her ilk really make this happen because you got to go. You're LeBron, Rich Paul, the whole team. You kind of go. You kind of sow a little bit of discord. You make it their problem, and a little bit. You make it their problem and not yours. You kind of, you got people.
What if, like we talked about the other day, you make them think it's their idea. You make it think you convince them that it's best for them, and maybe they do think it's best for them deep down in places they don't talk about at parties. Maybe they do think, you know what, man, it'd be real nice if we could flip LeBron, and for that matter, Anthony Davis for some draft picks and reboot this franchise the old-fashioned way instead of always going for the quick fix. They always want to go for the quick fix and overnight try to buy their way or trade their way to a championship. So they made the mistake with Russell Westbrook. You saw what DeMar DeRozan, people close to DeRozan said? For all of Magic Johnson's entitled revisionist history, salary cap notwithstanding, about, don't laugh, like, I love Magic, man. I'm just saying. I mean, look, he just out here.
Every time he keeps saying that too. Oh, I love Magic. Oh, I love Magic. As you slice.
I really do.
As you slice.
No, I really do.
I love him.
Magic Johnson provided me one of the happiest moments of my life. All-Star Weekend in New Orleans. at an NBA Players Association party, I had the opportunity to introduce my mother and stepfather to Magic Johnson. And
that's great.
They basically were even for them providing for me as a child, my mother bringing me into the world. We're now even because I introduced my mama to both Magic Johnson and Dr. J. So I love Magic Johnson, and so there's no argument about that. But you know, he be saying some stuff from time to time.
Yeah,
but what I was saying was, but point being, and I'll give it back to you, is even DeMar DeRozan didn't want to go to LA as if it was some kind of given, because again, they feel entitled to titles and more in LA when it comes to the Lakers because they lacked vision. They lacked vision. So that's all. That's the only point I wanted to make.
That's the word. Yeah. That's a great word, and it leads me right where I wanted to go. You think about some of the Lakers general managers. So Jerry West clearly had vision, and it helped. You know, hey, I'm going to bring in Shaq. I'm going to make a trade with Charlotte. Vlade going to Charlotte. Kobe Bryant coming here. First year off the bench. Second year, he starts to show who he is, and we're going to build the team around Shaq and Kobe. That took vision. And then Mitch Kupchak, you know, say what you want about Kupchak, but he learned some stuff from Jerry West. His vision. I wonder if they know how to, do they know how to build a team? Because you talk about those, all those playoff misses. What they did was they brought in LeBron. They brought in LeBron.
No, LeBron chose them.
LeBron chose them, and LeBron,
because a lot of people did not.
He helped them put together a roster that allowed them to win their bubble championship. And, you know, LeBron giveth, LeBron taketh away. He probably, rubber stamped on his desk. Okay, let me sign that paper. Sign them on, sign them on. So Montrezl Harrell traded, all these guys going away. They kind of, blew up their bubble championship team, and now they're left with this.
Oh, we won with defense. Let's just get rid of all the guys that play defense.
If they move on from LeBron and they move on from Anthony Davis, do they have what it takes to start from scratch with all of this draft capital that they'll certainly have? Do they know how to put a team, put a championship team together? So
and would that fly in LA? This is why I don't think that they would go to LeBron and initiate it, because that he's their draw. Like they've always been about stars. They've always been about the stars on the court, the stars court side. They've always, like box office. So I don't know that the Lakers inherently, with all those cooks in the kitchen that all want a microwave solution, I don't know that the Busses and the Ramses and Magic are going to sit back and say, let's build this the OKC way, or let's build this the Grizzlies way. Let's build this by bottoming out and saying to our fan base, guys, this year is not going to be a championship year. That's not the brand. That doesn't jive with the brand. It's the right way to do it, but it's not the way they do it.
Okay. Look, they've made some poor assumptions, and they've forgotten who they are and where they are. You're the LA Lakers. You're tied with the Celtics. Most championships in NBA history. 17 apiece. Somebody's going to break that tie. The Lakers don't have a chance to break it this year. The Celtics do. But you're the LA Lakers. Emphasis on Los Angeles, the land of storytellers, the land of narrative. So tell that story. Tell a compelling story to your fan base. You're selling something to them. And don't assume that, hey, they're used to all these championships. That's the only way we can do it. Band-Aid, 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 Band-Aid. Most of their fans, trust me, most of them are smart.
Do you think that's sophisticated enough?
Great basketball.
Okay, how about this? Maybe I'm letting them off the hook. That ain't how the Lakers are built.
Some of the irrational ones.
That ain't what the Lakers want.
Like, whatever.
That ain't what the Lakers want. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, so maybe it may not be. Yeah, maybe the fans are just taking their cues from ownership and the culture around the team. Every pitch is always the same. That's why they kept swinging and missing with free agents all those years until LeBron had other ideas about going to LA and playing basketball and winning the championship in the meantime. It's always, hey, look at all our banners. Hey, look at the rafters. Look at all the jerseys. We're a storied franchise. You're right. Could they sell the story of a rebuild, of a reboot, of a hard reset? Maybe. They're a storied franchise, but the reality is they are not close to a championship. And running it back, while most realistic, probably will not actually make them contenders next year. So, just saying. I think it's got to be LeBron. I think he's got to push it. Just like he pushed for the Westbrook trade, I think LeBron's got to be the one to say, guys, I got to move on. And it's best for you. This could be a win-win.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.